All right, everybody, I'm setting up my YouTube live and my Instagram live. What's good, everybody? This phone I'm on Instagram live and this phone I'm on YouTube live. I'm doing great. How you doing? Hey, make sure when y'all get in, make sure y'all let me know who y'all are and let me know where y'all from. Cause I always try to keep the analytics where everybody from and stuff like that. UK. Today I'm gonna talk about a lot of times why we don't work together and why we can't work together. Our own insecurities, those old famous critics. And one thing I always get, like, I get a lot of people who go through a lot of stuff, and I believe a lot of our problems in our day come how we start our day. And so we got England in the house. Make sure y'all let me know where y'all from. Everybody on Instagram and YouTube. And then if y'all don't know, I'm about to be on YouTube live every day at 5 p.m. So if y'all tuned in right here, the next time y'all see me on live, it's gonna be on YouTube live. I'm not gonna be on Instagram live no more. So make sure y'all tune in on YouTube live. So if y'all not subscribed to me, make sure y'all subscribe. I want to thank everybody who tuning in. New York, Phoenix, GP, that's my homeboy from Phoenix, Cali. But I want to start off every day like my number one question I get asked, what is a cast off? Like I'm always tell y'all, cast off is being who you are, even when it's unpopular, when your thoughts and what you stand for is different in the crowd. And no matter if you white, black, male, female, whatever, if your thoughts and what you stand for is different in the crowd, you don't follow any trends, you would cast off. Toledo, the mud, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the reason I'm always asking where y'all from, New York, PA, because I'm about to start going on the road, whether it's me speaking or I'm about to start doing clothing events everywhere. And so I'm about to start being on the road. And so, just to keep y'all updated, I need to be knowing where y'all from. All right, the first thing I'm gonna talk about right now is our own insecurities. A lot of times we be I believe we ain't the best version of ourselves or what we think we should be in our life. It be our own insecurities holding us back. And that's the reason we want to blame everybody for our own insecurities. We want to blame them, they, the Illuminati, the white man, or you know what I'm saying, or everybody for us being or us not being what we want to be. And a lot of times we can't even work together because of our own insecurities. And when you're not secure in yourself, you can't work with nobody else because you think you standing next to this person gonna diminish you and you afraid you're gonna be outshined. If you being the best version of yourself, if you secure with who you are and you believe in your own greatness, you can stand next to anybody and work with anybody because you know you great within yourself. But when you insecure, you look at a person, a potential partner as your competition. So you will imitate everything they do. You will try to steal everything they do. You try to stand in front of them, block their shine because you insecure within yourself. And that's why we can't work together because of our own insecurities. When we insecure, we can't even give somebody else props because we gonna think we dick riding. We afraid somebody gonna think we dick riding, so we can't even give somebody else props. Or a lot of times we afraid to shine light on them because we thinking we gonna get outshined. Like, damn, they gonna think that person way better than me. I've been trying to keep them a secret, so I can't even give them props publicly because of my own insecurities. And so it's our own insecurities that be holding us back a lot of times, for real. And we want to blame everybody else or why we can't work together and all this. And it be because our own insecurities, for real. I believe insecurities is the root to a lot of like us not getting where we want to be, for real. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then make sure y'all inbox me questions too that y'all want me to talk about on YouTube Live. What's good, Connie? And I still got your question that you asked. I never forgot it. I never went on live again. That's why you told me to talk about it, but I said I was gonna go on live. And then a lot of times we want to put. I don't believe we could be the best version of us either if we always worried about what somebody else doing and if they doing their stuff wrong. Like, how focused can you be on your own self if you look up somebody page who you dislike or you believe in something they don't believe, or you think they doing something wrong, you will go on their page, watch all their videos, and get in their comments like, and want to debate, or you doing it wrong, or no, that's not right. Like, man, what do you got going on that you would go on somebody you don't like and sit there and debate and argue with them? And so I'm saying to be the best version of ourselves, it requires a lot of focus for real. And so I don't get that. I don't get that, man. And so I do my best not to go back and forth, like arguing with people and critics and stuff like that. And then it's crazy. I was reading scripture today. It was this part in the Bible, and I always read this, and I always talk about this too, right? It was this part in the Bible, right? And it was talking about I don't know if there's Pharisees or not, but it was about to stone this lady who got caught in adultery, right? And so they asked Jesus what they thought about it. And Jesus go back and forth with them. Jesus said, "Those without sin cast the first stone." And one by one, all of them dropped their stones. And too many times we always point out somebody else's flaws or criticizing, knowing we probably do the exact same thing. Or if we don't do that, we do something similar. Or their flaws might not be our flaws, and our flaws is hidden, so we want to point their flaws out and stone them. Man, we'd be online critics every time, and I know y'all be like, well, I don't throw a stone, but every time somebody bashing somebody, criticizing, and you sharing it, or you comment, or you laugh, man, you throwing a stone, knowing you ain't perfect, you do the exact same thing for real. I learned that, man. It's so much stuff I used to say I never do. I never do that. I never do that. And when we act like that, man, God will humble us sometimes. God will humble us just so we could see things from other people's perspective. We criticizing somebody, talking about I never do that, man. We get tested. You don't know what you will do a lot of times until you go through that. For real. I'm sorry, I'm one track mind. I was a D student. And so I know I'm supposed to be responding to y'all, but once I start talking, I lose all. I'll be so into what I'm saying and shit. And so I stopped looking at the comments. My bad, y'all. All the new people in there, just let me know y'all name and where y'all from for real. But it be our own insecurities for real. It's holding us back, man. One of the biggest questions I always get, like, how do I start my clothing company, or how do I start my YouTube channel, and how do I do this? How do I get a platform like yours and all that? And a lot of times we look at the finished product. It was this Will Smith video, y'all can put it up on YouTube, right? Will Smith said his father owned a store, and I think they sold ice. And so he needed a wall built. And so he got Will Smith and his brother to build a brick wall, right? And so they so focused on a brick wall that they never got started. They just like, man, this big ass wall, bro. How I'm gonna get started? How I'm gonna get started? And then you start getting anxiety, you thinking about the future or how you want it to look. And so they sat there and procrastinated like 2 or 3 days. And his dad said, look, man, don't think about the wall. Lay one brick down perfectly as possible. Then you get another brick. You lay that down perfectly as possible. And just lay brick by brick, and pretty soon you will have a brick wall. And a lot of times we'll sit there and look at the finished product, or I want my stuff to look like this, and we never get started. We ask for a million people opinions, like waiting for approval. And what happens is, man, we never get started. We procrastinate instead of just taking that first step and getting started, man. And then I know I'm beating. I know I keep talking about Will Smith shit, but I had read Will Smith book, right? And a lot of people who've been tuned in to me heard me tell this story. I had read Will Smith book. It's called Will. It's a great book, actually. Whether or not y'all like Will Smith or not, if somebody achieved greatness in their field, I believe if you trying to achieve greatness, study them. Whether you like their personal life or not, somebody who did something great in their field is certain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you study greatness. But I know y'all too deep. Oh, he doing this, they doing that. It's like, and so same shit I was talking about earlier, how we throw stones and knowing we do the exact same thing, or knowing we got our own flaws, but we nitpick and point out somebody else's stuff. But his book is called Will. You said, what book is called Will? Will Smith. It's called Will. I got it on Audible. But I don't know, man. The book for real on Audible is so long. I think that mother like 18 hours. Just to listen to that mother. It took me like 2 weeks to get through it. Like listening to it. But he was talking about after See, I didn't know this. I remember Will Smith from Parents Just Don't Understand. It was Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. They had the song Parents Just Don't Understand and all that. And then I didn't even know they had another album that came out after that, but they did, and it flopped, and they went all the way broke. So he had to go back live with his mama. DJ Jazzy Jeff had to live back with his mama. But anyway, this drug dealer from Philly had gave him like $8,000, and he moved to LA and moved with some girl. But he was broke, money running out, and the girl told him, "Hey, Will, it's time for you to get off your ass, bro. Like that money running low, you need to get out, right?" So Will went to the Arsenio Hall show. Anyway, he met Benny Medina. That's the guy who wrote the Fresh Prince. It was about his life. And so he had an idea that Will should play his role. And so Will got introduced to Clyde Davis, not Clyde Davis, I'm tripping, but what's the guy's name who wrote and produced Thriller and The Color Purple? Damn, what's the Quincy Jones? Quincy Jones, right? Man, what's good with it? What's good with it? My bad. I be getting so into the story and stuff like that. I be forgetting to speak back or looking where people from and everything. But anyway, I'm making a short story long like always. Thank you, Connie. I don't even know what buying a badge is. Like I don't know. I be saying, what do that mean when somebody buy a badge? But anyway, but thank you. You are like you my day one though, and so I'm sure it's something great. But anyway, so Will Smith had went to Quincy Jones' birthday party, right? And it was around like the Grammy time, and he had all the execs from NBC. Will thinking he just went to go kicking and meet him, but he had all the execs from NBC there ready to hear Will Smith read to see what he get the role for the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And so Will like, hold on, man, I ain't never acted and all this. Like, I need some time and all that. And Quincy Jones like, how much you need? How much time you need? You need 2 weeks. Will like, oh, that'll be perfect. Quincy Jones said, in 2 weeks, that exec gonna have something else coming up, and that exec coming up. So Will was like, oh, cool, a month. And so Quincy like, well, a month, that exec might find another show. He might not want to do it. But right now, you can read in front of these people and change your life forever. He told him, no, he said, what was the words he said? He said, no paralysis from analysis. And he said, you analyzing everything and you paralyzing yourself. Quincy Jones told him everything great he did in life, period, came with a split decision. So sometimes you just had to go out on faith. And sometimes we sit there and try to analyze, I'm not ready. I need the right amount of money. I need this, I need that. And we never get started. We sitting there thinking and thinking and thinking, overthinking, and don't get nothing done. Then somebody just go leap right in it and blow up. And here we go with all this talent, all these dreams, and somebody least talented just went and took the step of faith and took our position. Now we sit back, oh, I'm better than him. I'm better. Oh, he got no good Illuminati. And we blame everybody else except ourselves. We blame everybody else except ourselves. And he told them, no paralysis from analysis. And what he meant by that, we sitting there paralyzed, analyzing everything. And then somebody just jumped in right in it. And then we blame everybody. Oh, I ain't got no support. I got haters, the Illuminati, this, all this stuff like that. And we just never got started for real. And while I'm talking about that, right? Man, I used to be a hater like that too. Man, when I used to rap, I was a hater. Shit. All rappers haters be sitting back. I'm better than him. I'm nitpicking and shit, hating and shit, blaming Illuminati. but peep this. Um, a lot of times, man, we be want support and we be mad because people don't support us. And deep in our heart, we be knowing we don't give maximum effort. We be wanting that fifth place trophy. We be wanting this maximum support for a half-ass effort, knowing we ain't putting every dime that we could in our stuff, knowing we not putting all our time, knowing we distracted from relationship issues, and knowing we letting females throw us off our game. We like just everything. We know we not glued in and focusing and working hard as we should, and we sit there and want people to support some half-ass stuff. And that's what's the problem with our kids, man. We give them motherfucking eighth place trophies. And we grown though. Nobody support me. My man. We want an eighth place trophy. We ain't even going hard enough. And we want all this support. And then a lot of times we don't even want to be the best version of us and take it to the highest level. We just want the people around us to cheer us on. And then when they start cheering us on for that half-ass stuff we doing, we stuck. We cool with that. We cool with that. And when they start like, man, I ain't cheering that bullshit on. You still doing the same stuff, bro. You ain't even moved up. Now, you flipped on me. No, it's us, bro. And too many times we sitting there blaming them like, well, I need support. And we don't never look in the mirror like, man, I need to go harder. I need to go harder. And so, and then a lot of times we get mad at people for not supporting us, but what we do, they probably don't like it or it's not in their lane. Instead of doing what we doing and finding people who like it and stay in that lane and just getting a whole new audience, we want these people to jump in our lane. That ain't their lane. And so, man, we be want people to support us for real instead of finding the people who do support us or stepping our game up. For real. I used to do that. I so it ain't like me up here. You. I used to do that. I used to do that for real. I used to do that. Like I'm around all people who I'm like who just think totally different than me, and I'm doing what I do, and they don't even fit what they do, and I'm mad. That ain't for them. You know what I'm saying? And so, nah, I find people like that old saying, "Go where you celebrate it, not where you tolerate it, bro." For real. But if you know you ain't giving full effort, I don't need to be cheated on. If they do, what the fuck is you talking about? What do being cheated on got to do anything I got to talk about? I don't even get what do cheated what do I don't know. I might be off, but what do getting cheated on have to do about anything I was just talking about? They have nothing to do with nothing I was talking about. Or I might have. I don't know. I can't even say that. That's where I'm at. You're helping me. I feel thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's my goal right there. Like somebody like let me tell you something, man. I used to be that blaming dude. I used to be that blaming dude, blaming everybody. Man, I'm gonna tell you what changed my life, right? I had went to jail, and I know this might sound crazy, but I went to jail for something I didn't do this time. Like I did a lot of stuff, but this time I went to jail with that felony I didn't do. The police actually planted dope on me, right? And so I was like one of the biggest artists in Toledo. Had the songs on the radio, everything, doing shows, packed out, and so police ended up planting dope on me, and so I ended up going to jail. Couldn't bond out because I was out on bond for assault charge anyway. I got into it with the football team at the University of Toledo and stuff. And so I was just and then that year I went to jail. No lie, man. I got arrested 14 times in 1 month. It was like for loitering and a whole bunch of dumb stuff, right? But anyway, the police playing dope on me. I ended up getting out. I'm depressed like a mug. I was a real weak weasel, bro. I blamed everybody for my BS, you know. But and so I'm just playing. It was I don't even think this game even exists no more, but it was NBA Live. NBA Live. I'm talking about I'm on the game for hours, right? And my sister came in like, you are a fucking bum. She said, I liked you better when you was on your grind, taking your money, investing in yourself, putting on music. Look at you now. You just a loser, playing a video game all day, feeling sorry for yourself. Man, I ain't argue or go back. I said, you know what, sis, you right. You right. And then but the moment we sit there and go back and forth with somebody tell us like, it's you. We don't never want to say it's us. We want to blame everybody else. And we blame everybody else. We be stuck. And we make like we just can't get nothing done. Then my homie C-Dog, right? I got a cousin, he's a millionaire dope boy. And it was a guy from Interscope Records wanted me to come help them out with promotion. And I ain't had no money to go to catch a plane ticket to LA. But at the time, I'm selling weed all day. I'm talking about I'm making a lot of money, but then I go in the backyard, shoot dice, and lose all my money. So my homeboy I'm hustling backwards. I'm on the hottest block in the city, risking my life every day and just jacking my money off. And so C-Dog was like, hey, bro, you a grown man. That man don't owe you nothing, man. That man risks his life every day to make his money. He ain't got to give you nothing. You risk your life every day for the money you make, and you sit there and jack it off in dice games instead of putting it up and investing, doing what you need to be doing, right? And so it was like, I ain't argue with him. I said, to this day on, I'm done gambling. And I ain't shot dice since. And then I never played a video game ever since my sister told me that. And so I had to look in the mirror and self-correct myself. A lot of times we don't want to do that, man. We just want to blame other people. I don't even know why I'm even talking about this. See, I got left field. I don't know went all the way left. What was can somebody tell me what was I talking about before I just started talking about the self-correction thing when they corrected me? Because I straight forgot. I'm one track minded. I was a D student, man. I'm sorry, bro. And I know a lot of y'all be thinking I'm smart. Man, let me tell y'all something, bro. And I know I know y'all tired of whoever been tuned in with me, so tired of me telling this story, right? Like, okay, I got kicked out of Pickett Elementary, right? Pickett right around the corner from me. They called it Gladiator School. It was like the roughest school. Like you had to really fight. And the toughest people was some girls. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this time you wasn't guilty. Yeah, I did so much stuff though. Like I did all that. But the time I got locked up for that felony, I promise you it wasn't my dope. It wasn't mine. Like the police splattered on me. You know what I'm saying? But see, y'all sidetracked. See, you know what? I can't read the comments, y'all, because it's gonna throw me off. Like I'm one track mind. I was a D- student. But anyway, I got put out of Pickett, went to Stewart. Like that's for the like that's kind of towards. It's still on Belmont, but it's towards the projects. Got put out of Pickett, so I got banned from the whole district. So I go to Robinson Junior High with my auntie. I was supposed to go to this school for the behavior and mentally challenged called Cumming Zucker. But my auntie was a school teacher. She put some strings to get me on the north side. It's a whole different side of town at Robinson. And you know, even though that's a hood school, it wasn't hood where I came from. Like everybody dumb where I'm from. But that school, they had some middle class kids and stuff like that who cared about school and stuff. And so I go in there like at Pickett, I was one of the top 10 baddest kids. So I kind of fitted in. But when I went to Robinson, I stood out. And so I was the super class clown bad kid. And so like they trying to learn, so I'm a distraction. But anyway, I used to love school. I had perfect attendance. And so I brought my mama home this plaque. Like, look, ma. My mama crying. She took the plaque like, you stupid motherfucker. Threw it against the wall. And I said, damn, mom, what I went to school every day? She said, I'd rather for you not to go to school. You went to school every day and got straight Fs. I went to school every single day and got straight Fs. Like that's what kind of student I was like in middle school. So they threw me in special ed for like 2 days, right? I'm in special ed for 2 days. Y'all won't believe how I got out of special ed, bro. My mama went up there and raised hell. My mama said, get him out them classes. He ain't gonna be in them classes embarrassing me. They like, Miss Watson, it's not about you and your reputation. Your son need extra help. She said, I don't care. Let him fail in the regular classes. Boy, they took me out the regular classes. They took me out, put me back in the regular classes, straight ups again. But man, I flunked 7th and 8th grade. I flunked 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, but they assigned me through. And so by the time I got to high school though, I was hooping. And so that was one thing made me like I was trying to get a 2.5 grade point average and a 17 on my ACTs or SATs so I could get a D1 basketball scholarship. And so, you know, I was a D student in high school. I graduated. You know, I was just aiming for all D's and one F to stay eligible. And so I don't want you. The only reason I'm telling y'all this, right? It's not me bragging about how stupid I was. It's about me. What is it about? I lost track. But no, but like I forgot what I was even talking about. I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot again, bro. But I don't know. I just don't want y'all thinking I'm more than what I am. You know what I'm saying? So people are like, you're so smart. No, I wasn't smart. I'm not that smart. I went because I played. I went because you're right. At least I did go. But you know one thing I believe. You was playing why? Oh yeah, that's yeah. You're bad as me. You smoke. I don't even smoke. That's the problem. Look, I never. Look, I don't smoke. I do not smoke weed. I started smoking weed when I was 10 and I stopped at 12 and I ain't smoked since. I smoked one time since then. I was like 17 or 18 because I sold weed. And so my cousin Laurel, he rolled up a joint. And so I probably puffed the thing twice, right? Yeah, and so I was high for like 12 hours off that weed. And I'm looking in the mirror like, man, you one ugly dude. And I couldn't stop. I had this Joker grin on my face that wouldn't go away. I didn't want to be around me or nothing. I said, God, you let this wear off, I would never smoke again. And I never smoked again. Like I don't smoke or drink. That's probably why I look so I'm 42. Like y'all, I'm 42 years old. I'm 42. 42 years old. And I think I probably look young. I know a lot of y'all probably surprised like, yeah, you know, 42, but I am 42. man. But did I talk about our own insecurities, critics and throwing stones? Yeah. Getting started. Talked about that. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this right here, right? I believe it's a lot of reasons why we have. I can't say one reason why we have anxiety and depression and stuff like that. It's a lot of reasons why, and but I'm gonna give you one though that I really believe. Even if y'all apply this to y'all life, if y'all going through any depression or stuff like that, if y'all apply it or just not feeling fulfilled, if y'all apply this to y'all life, I promise you, it would change your it would change your mindset. So I hope y'all tuned in. If y'all ready to hear what I gotta say, please just press yes. Just say like I'm about to tell you. Just stay. Okay, you're right. But and make sure y'all tune in every day at 5 o'clock p.m. I'm gonna be live on YouTube. So everybody on Instagram, y'all might as well go subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm gonna go live, right? But all right. I was watching something. It was talking about Kobe Bryant, and he was talking about to have a great career. That means you got to be great every. You got to be great about 8 years in a row, and to be great 8 years in a row, that means you got to be great year after year after year. And to have one great year, you got to be great every month within that year. And to have one great month, you got to be great every single week. And to have one great week, you got to be great every single day, right? Every single day, you got to be great to have a great career, to have a great, like, you have to be great, right? And so, in order to be great, you got to make the most out of the day. And so, I always say, when you wake up in the morning, do not get on social media. Do not throw no shoot 'em up, bang bang rap music or busted wide open songs or look at your text message or taking phone calls. None of that. I think when you wake up in the morning, just thank God. I had the same prayer. I thank God. I say I say I say now I'm forgetting what I said in the morning. The internet. But I just thank God, man. I thank God for waking me up, giving me the gift of today. I thank God for blessing me with His Word, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. I thank God for blessing me with good health, a sound mind, all my limbs, all five senses, food, clothes, and shelter. I thank God for my child, a child that had good health, a sound mind, all his limbs, all food, clothes, and shelter. And Father, thank you for convicting my spirit of wrong speaking. And Father, please continue to convict my spirit of wrong speaking and wrong doing. Let me feel the conviction. Father, please forgive me for all my sins and keep me focused and focus on what you need me to focus and eliminate distractions. So I thank God every morning. And then I listen to something inspirational and motivational so I could be inspired and pumped up. You know what I'm saying? I listen to something that feed my spirit. And I made this post like, feed your spirit. Do not wake up in the morning feeding your spirit a whole bunch of garbage and junk. Always feed your spirit in the morning. Your morning would dictate a lot of things. Feed your spirit, whether you got to listen to TD Jakes, Les Brown, whatever. Feed your spirit in the morning, right? And then I say, make a theme of today. One thing that you gotta get done. One thing that you have to get done. And then you write down about three things like under that, like things to do that you have to get done. That your day will be incomplete if you don't get done. And a lot of times we be dwelling in the past, man, and that keep us stressed out. Everything that happened to us, and we dwelling on that. And I'm gonna tell you what's even deadlier than dwelling in the past, looking too far in the future, because we sitting there worrying about, oh, I hope this don't happen, or I need this to happen. And so now we can't even make the most out of the day, and we looking in the future, hoping this don't happen. It give us anxiety, and then we dwelling in the past, it give us stress and depression. And so I say, stay in the moment and then write down what you got to get done today and do everything in your power to get everything done on your to-do list today. And when you mark that off, it's just something about your soul that feels great when you wrote something down, a goal, and you cross it off, like got that done. It's like a relief come out of you. And so just like you doing that 3 times a day, like boom, boom, oh my, complete day. And now you're not even looking, like your focus is on getting that stuff done today. And so you ain't even dwelling on the past or looking too far in the future. You can't listen to this. You can't take a phone call when somebody about to talk your ear off 3 hours, gossiping, worrying about what somebody else doing and stuff like that. Who's screwing who got more money and all this. You're not worried about that because you getting your today list is not knocked off. And so just by focusing on what you got to get done, you eliminate a lot of distractions for real. And so if we do that day by day by day, we realize we start being the best version of ourselves for real. We start being the best version of ourselves, and we start thinking different. Now we thinking different. I really believe in the law of attraction. You know, the scripture teaches, as a man thinketh, so is he. So whatever we thinking about, focusing on, we attract more of that to our life. And so we thinking about what we want and not what we don't want, because if we focus on what we don't want, we still thinking about it, giving it energy, so we attract that. And so that's I ain't reading the comments no more, because it's like dumb shit. Not the people, like, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, man, y'all just don't know what I go through all day. Like with like it, like just like, man, some people you can give somebody a solution, bro, for something. They ask you, and they'll come with a problem for every solution, bro. That's a waste of time, man. Like man, that's why when y'all be like, man, I can't even act like, cause I'm not about to go back and forth. You ask me something, I tell you, and then you have a problem for that, man. I look, bro. I got 1,000 inboxes to answer. I got my today list to do, and so I can't be distracted trying to, you know what I'm saying, go back and forth. And that's why that to-do list, you so focused on that to-do list, it eliminate all that distraction. And my biggest video ever was called Words or Seeds. Like, you can't allow people to speak into your life. And I ain't mean anybody speak. You just can't let stupid shit or people just talking about negativity and gossip speak into your life, because it you know, words are seeds. And now their words is producing thoughts in your life. And just like, you know, Christ teaches, as a man thinketh, so is he. And so now you thinking about the wrong thing, you attract more of that to your life. And it all come down for letting the wrong person speak into your life. But just focus on making that to-do list, getting the most out of every day. And then focus, even if it's like, I'm gonna I'm gonna work out today. Like, I'm gonna run 2 miles on the treadmill. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Just like, and you focus on that, man. It eliminate a lot of distractions, and so now you're not even dwelling on BS, and you cut out a lot of distractions, man. Making the most out of today. I encourage you to eliminate cussing when you speak on the truth and knowledge. You know what? You know what? I do need to stop cussing, but let me tell you, I don't. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. I got 30 years of ignorance built up in me. And I don't even know when I cuss. I don't even know when I cuss, for real. I don't even know when I cuss. But then, a reason why I don't make a super effort not to is because I don't want y'all to think more of me than I really am. And then I don't want to have to think, because when I speak, I'm speaking for my soul. I really get lost and I'm speaking. And so the moment I'm trying to like filter what's coming out, I think it would water down what I'm really trying to say. And when I decided to not do music, because my music, you know, everything, majority of my music was aimed towards the corner. Like, my biggest song is called I Grew Up on the Corner. My biggest, after that was called My Block and Block Life. And so when I flipped it to Inspire, my whole message was for the corner. You know what I'm saying? Was for the corner. And I just want to be authentic as possible. I don't want to be on here using like big words. Not saying like not cussing equate to big words, but when you meet me in real life, I talk just like this, you know. And so I don't want to give this false image, and that's why I don't look at myself as a preacher. I'm not. I don't want to be in church preaching to the crowd and like a whole bunch of people who already. It was this thing in the Bible that said, right. It was saying, Jesus was telling somebody. He said, the well don't need a doctor, right? And so I don't ever want to preach to the congregation. Like, I'm in the streets, and I just have to be authentic in who I am. And I believe me being who I am gonna reach the people who live similar lives to me. Like, the majority of the people lives I change be gangbangers. They be ex strippers or ex OnlyFans or ex prostitutes or ex drug addicts. And if I can't be who I am and trying like worrying about like I gotta say the correct things, I don't believe I could reach them. You know, I'm not going on my way to use profanity. I'm just being honest as possible and being truthful, like a real conversation, because I don't want to come on here and speak a way that I don't speak in real life, and then you meet me, and then I'm talking like this, like, man, this nigga a hypocrite. You feel what I'm saying? And so I don't wanna be that. And that's why I was thinking about even like, my name been prophet my whole life. It's not I'm not prophesizing, I'm not a prophet out the Bible, none of that. That's my name. You feel me? Like, that name was given to me as a kid when I was on the corner 1100 block of Belmont Avenue and became a popular rapper in the city. And so but now I'm getting a whole bunch of like church people on my Instagram now from like the speaking I do now. You know, I talk about God a lot, so it'll draw godly people in. And if you're not a prophet, you're not a prophet. Then I'll be like, bro, I ain't say I was a prophet. And I got to go back and forth. I'm unfollowing you. You're not a prophet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you followed me with my name, prophet. So all of you just woke up, but like, and so I don't want to come off like I'm holding the dial. I just want to be myself. I know God used me. I know God, I know like I'm not gonna tell nobody nothing wrong on purpose. I really make a conscious effort to focus my thoughts into positive and not dwell on like just keep my thoughts right. I try to be a blessing to people who keep my words right. But of course, man, I sin like a mother. I cuss, you know, I'm not married and I will have sex, not married, everything. I have a lot of flaws, you know. And so yeah, I cuss. I'm not married and you know, and have sex. And so yeah, like I mean, I don't ever want to hide my flaws. Like I don't ever want to hide my flaws. And if y'all look at my message, it's never me telling that's a sin, that's not a sin. I'm not picking sins. Like I'm not you're a sinner, you're a sin, that's wrong, you should do this. I'm not on there doing that. My whole focus for real is to help people control that like their thoughts. Worry about your thought lives because our thoughts are seeds. My whole thing is everything we do is a seed. Our thoughts are seeds. So if we thinking negative, we're gonna get negative. Our words are seeds. If I'm speaking hate and negative, I'm gonna get hate and negative. If I'm doing negative, I'm gonna get negative in my life. And I don't even focus on the negative. So what I'm saying is make sure your thoughts is right because whatever you do is gonna track. Make sure you lead with respect. Make sure you be a blessing. Make sure you be a giver. Because if you give, it be given to you. And a lot of times we don't believe that because the person we gave to ain't going to give us nothing. Person we gave to, we might be dying of thirst and they won't even give us a drip of water. You know what I'm saying? But the person we gave to ain't going to be the person who give back to us. And we might not get what we gave in the time we gave it. And we might not be the exact same thing we gave out. But when we give, we giving spiritual seed to the spirit world, and somebody being a blessing is going to manifest in our physical life. So our thoughts, and that's what I teach on, like whatever, treat people the way you want to be treated, you know, and I try to focus on that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. If I missed the thing, damn, I ain't even see the comments, my bad. I told y'all when I started talking and stuff like that, but if I offend anybody, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? That's not my thing to come on here, like being offensive. And so I don't go on my way like I'm gonna write that down, I'm a cuss. But I wanna focus on speaking different and not cussing. Cause I do have a 6-year-old son. But yeah, I got flaws. And so I wish y'all could have like I never took my music down, even though I don't make music no more, because I want y'all to see where I came from. Y'all could look at my old videos, my block, we on the corner, and nothing is made up. So when you see somebody selling dope or somebody smoking crack or somebody fighting or stuff, it was real. Like and you go look at my block video. Everybody in the video got killed. I'm from Belmont Avenue. It was 50 kids. It's probably 15 of us left. Everybody dead. My whole generation before me, they all got killed. My whole household, little Big Fred got killed. His son, Little Fred, got killed. That's my name is Cedric D. Watson. Little Fred, Frederick D. Watson, he got killed at 20. Day, my other nephew, Deshaun Watson, got killed at age of 20. Everybody dead, bro. All my old videos, everybody killed. I've been front lines. If y'all don't know it, like, okay, I got stabbed here, here, here. They had to open me up right here. And so that's where I come from. And so, you know, and so y'all can't get so y'all can't. I just don't want y'all arguing. Like if it's a person who new to me, they probably didn't know my background like that. And so a person who been knowing me back then, boy, it's a miracle that I'm up here talking about anything positive. If y'all knew I was frontline in gang wars, like I'm a real Belmont original, like frontline, and like and been stabbed up and shot up and been on both sides of that. And so like like nah. And so I still have a long way, but for me to be doing what I'm doing, like feed people and giving inspiration and coaching kids and being a great single dad by my, what I'm saying, by myself. Well, like it's a miracle for real. And so, but I still got flaws though. I still got flaws, and I just don't want to hide my flaws to people. Like I don't want to even appear to be perfect. I don't want that. I do not want to appear to be perfect to nobody. I can't even see who that, but I love you too, man. I love y'all too, man. I love that. I think I talked about everything and went overboard. I said I was gonna be on here like, and if y'all get a chance, go on to I got a video talking about like I already know what's gonna happen about people ask like how did you get stabbed? I don't feel like talking about it. Ain't like I'm sad about it. Me getting stabbed like that, I was in the hospital for a long time, flatline and everything like that. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because I wouldn't be here talking to y'all like this if that didn't happen. I had a conversation with God laying on my deathbed. And then when I first I was in a I don't know how long I was out in that medical induced coma, but I was out for a minute. And as I'm reflecting over my life, as I'm reflecting, because I ain't care about dying. I never thought I would live to be this old. I never thought. I knew I was gonna die young. Always knew I was gonna die young. But when I had got stabbed, coughing on my own blood and um and so when I'm plugged up to them tubes and I finally woke up, and I'm reflecting over my life. Only thing popped in my head was the Toledo riots. Bro. And if y'all get a chance, go pull up 2005 Toledo riots. I started though. I threw the first brick. Like not bro. I was ignorant. I was, you know what I'm saying. And so laying on my deathbed, only thing I thought about was these riots I was in. I ain't have a child at the time. I had a relationship with God, but not, I was so focused on the corner and stuff like that. And so, you know, I knew I had to live for real. I had to live like, bro. And then they lie and say I got stabbed because I touched some girl butt. So I'm like, oh hell no, I can't die like this, bro. They thinking I done touched the that ain't even who I don't go smack no girl butt I don't know. And so man, cause y'all hey quit arguing, y'all, cause y'all throwing me off. Cause I'm looking like, come on, man. I like both. Man, stop, please, cause y'all throwing me off, and I can't even get the message part. I can't even get the message across. Please, just leave each other alone, man. Just ignore each other. Please stop for me, please. I told y'all I was a D student, so if I look at something, you know what I'm saying, I would get sidetracked. So so once I realized, like, man, I lived a terrible life. Only thing I could think about is these riots I fought to live. You know, they're knocking on my door. Hold on, I already know these kids knocking on my son. I mean, knocking on my door for my son, and he ain't even here. Who is it? Who is it? What's up, Hefe? Session not even here. He went over to mama house for the weekend. All right. All right, talk to you later. My bad. My house is the hangout for my all my son's friends. That was little Hefe knocking on the door. My son went over to his mama house for the weekend. But but nah. But when I got stabbed like that, I realized like, nah, I can't go out like that. The only thing popping in my head is the Toledo riots. And so I had to live. And so I don't want nobody, oh, you guys, no, like these wounds is a blessing. It's a blessing. I wouldn't be here talking like this to y'all. I'll probably still be rapping about the corner or something. But I'm out of here, man. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow on YouTube at 5 o'clock. All y'all on Instagram, could y'all please do me a favor? Could y'all please, if y'all got anything out of this message, can y'all please go subscribe to my YouTube? If y'all don't have my YouTube, inbox me. and I'll send y'all the YouTube link. For real. Thank y'all for tuning in. And shout out to everybody on YouTube who took out the time to tune in. I was supposed to be on here for 10 minutes, and I've probably been on here about 40 minutes. 45 minutes, my bad. But thank y'all.